I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh and Angel Ortega. As always, welcome by the one and only man of the hour. Always sour, never sweet. Hater of the hour, Angel Ortega.
The hater hour.
The hater hour, boys. That's right. We're bringing it back for the third week in a row. Because I know you got some hate going through your veins, especially after that UFC Atlanta co-main event. Just gonna bring it up straight out of the gate.
I mean, this sport and hate are definitely connected together in some capacity.
There's a lot of hate going on in the sport. A lot of hate. And during Pride Month too, of all things, guys. I mean, come on.
I know, dude. I went to a Pride parade. I was trying to talk about Fedor and Crow Cop, and no one was interested.
Literally, I went to the
Instead, they asked me what my favorite drag queen was from RuPaul's Drag Race, and I didn't have an answer.
I'm completely at a loss.
Yeah.
I went to the No Kings parade, and I was like, guys, we all love Jose Aldo. What are we talking about? The King of Rio.
Clearly, me and these people were not aligning.
Yeah. Anyways. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, and by a lot, I mean UFC Atlanta, UFC Azerbaijan, PFL stuff going on. Conor McGregor getting into trouble, so on and so forth.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
By the way, I happened to just check Twitter. I know we'll talk about it later, but I did just happen to check Twitter and see that, and I was like, well. Kept going.
Par for the course, right? Par for the course. In other news, knife found in drawer. So, yeah.
Wait, what?
Like I'm saying, it was a joke. Like Conor McGregor getting caught for punching a random dude is like the equivalent of like being shocked that a knife was in a kitchen drawer. Like that's. Anyway, so couple of sponsors of the show: Rogue Energy, ELYXR, BetMGM. Rogue Energy keeps you fueled up whether I'm at home, I'm at the gym, or I'm doing this show. They get me to the finish line. They can help you get there as well with code SOUNDOFF at checkout. With code SOUNDOFF for 10% off all your energy needs. ELYXR going to get you really high with their Delta 8, Delta 9 products. Once again, code SOUNDOFF when you spell the brand's name at checkout, all caps as well. Code SOUNDOFF for 10% off. Lastly, our friends over at BetMGM. Guys, there were some fights going on last week. Hopefully you didn't listen to our advice. I feel like we've been killing it, like betting wise.
Previously?
You know? Like, I mean, you got to think about it. 316. We picked the only fight we got wrong was Patchy Mix. You got to think back before that. I think that was that. Technically, that was supposed to be Blanchfield, that card. But we picked Gamrod over Klein. You know, we got some stuff right recently. We were wrong about the co-main events last week. But if you listen to us and you were,
we were wrong about the main event and the co-main event.
Yeah, co-main event and the main event. If you listen to us and you decide to bet through BetMGM, we were wrong. The good news is you would have gotten your bet back. So you would have followed that link. You would have got it to $1,500 in bonus bets paid back to you if you did not hit.
Also, you have free will and you get to pick your fights.
That's true. You do also have free will. You should not listen to just any one person.
You should do your own research.
You free thinker. Listen to more than just us. You're a grown adult. Do your research. Don't just listen to people on Twitter or listen to just us. Anyways,
don't pay $50 for those telegrams and not know, that they might be incorrect.
They might be, So, yeah, dude. Anyways, if you follow the link down below, you can get up to $1,500 in bonus bets paid back. If you did not follow last week, go to that link down below. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER if you're having any issues. If not, you can have some fun. There's some fights going on this weekend. Really fun card going down in Azerbaijan. Also, the NBA Finals. Still ongoing. We're just
no matter what. By the time we come back, it will have concluded, even if it is a game 7.
That's true. As of now, OKC is 1 game away. We're 1 game away. I said before, man. Before this series even started, I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna go to a finals game. I did it. It happened. It was fun. We lost, but you know what? If we come out with the dub for the series, that's all that matters, dude. I've become very superstitious over this last week, so. I'm not going to talk about my new religious developments. I'll save that for another day. So,
are you wearing like the same shirt or like sitting in the same spot or doing like eating the same thing, anything like that?
So for game 1, I wore the shirt they had in the stadium, like it was like the little finals 25 shirt or whatever. And we lost. And so we won game 2. I did not wear the shirt. Game 3, I wore the shirt again, and we lost. So that shirt's off the fucking table for the rest of the finals. I'm not wearing that shirt. This shirt I've not worn yet, and we're not playing today, so it doesn't matter.
You play tomorrow.
Play tomorrow. But yeah, literally after we lost that shit, I was like, dude, I'm not wearing this fucking shirt for the rest of the finals. There's something about that playoff final shirt that just giving some bad juju, so I'm not doing that. Yeah, I might as well say I'm praying to Allah now. Big week. Doing whatever we can to defeat the Taliban. So, who is actually dealing with an injury. So, if you're watching and trying to put money.
By the way, shout out to TJ McConnell, man. He really did try that last game.
Dude, that motherfucker has been ice cold the entire finals, dude. I like in game 1, I was literally screaming from the top because I'm up there with like Kobe, bro. That's how high I was in the arena, dude. Like I'm up there at the top. I'm watching with fucking Jerry West and them up in the top, dude. But so yeah, I was up there screaming like, please cover TJ McConnell, dude, because they're like, oh, this dumbass white boy just not gonna hit corner threes.
Well, he even said something about it like this last game where he's like, I think he said it like after he scored, he's like, fucking guard me, like he even like just went off.
Yeah, well, because like they just didn't respect him, and I was like, dude, like this guy's been in the league now for like 10 years, like he's a genuine, very good guy to come off the bench, very good role player. So it was driving me fucking crazy. But now they're actually starting to take him seriously, so that's good.
I think he's in a position now where like he knows like if he sees openings, he'll take advantage of them because he's just that long. Like he's been in the game that long now.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like he's not great at any one skill set, but he'll hustle his ass off, and he's gonna try and be there to try and do. I mean,
let's talk about a guy who went like undrafted and everything like that.
He also got like 4 steals, I think, in game 3. Like the guy was just on one. So. Yeah, man.
I want a game 7, man. I know you personally don't, but I want a game 7.
And honestly, I don't want to write off game 6, but it just feels like we're set for a game 7, right? Like just with the way the momentum shifts have been going. Now, granted, Halliburton dealing with an injury.
Like apparently. A game 7 would be like, you know what I mean?
It's been a long time since we had 2016. 2016 was the last time we had a game 7. That was OKC, not OKC. That was Cleveland and Golden State. Whenever Bron came back 3-1.
It also just be fun because OKC's gone the last 2, right?
Yes,
and then it'd be like, holy shit, the Pacers rally back. Can they close it out in the 7th?
It feels very reminiscent of the Denver series. In the Denver series, we lost game 6, so I felt that way the whole time. Like Denver went up 0-1 against us, they went up 2-1, ended up going to a game 7. We could have closed it out on game 6, we didn't. So I got the same vibes as I had in that Denver series. I still think we win though, and I said it. My original prediction at the start of the series was OKC in 6. That was my original prediction at the start of the series. I thought everybody's talking about 5 and under were crazy. So we'll see if it ended up being right. But yeah, dude, it's the greatest finals since at least the Bucks Suns at the very least. And I'm biased, but I think this is better than that too. But that's just me. Anyways, man, enough about the NBA finals and on to UFC Atlanta, where this was a night for a lot of y'all must have forgot type performances, man. And in the main event, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. Oh my God. Unanimous decision win. I mean, it was the pinnacle of a you almost forgot moment. I mean, it was a dominant performance. Ends up winning across the board, 49-46. Buckley had a rally in the 5th, but it was too little too late. Largely, Usman controlling the fight on the feet, avoiding the big shots, and then taking him down. And you kind of, even, during fight week, I saw some people kind of noticing, like, damn, dude, he's kind of limping. How's he going to do? Those knees are brutal. As a man with arthritis, his knees already. I feel you, Usman. But the way he was just shooting across that cage to take Buckley down, he looked like prime Usman out there. Give me your thoughts on his win and his kind of future, man. Now at 170, back in the win column, and at 38 years old, looks to be still arguably one of the greatest on the planet.
Well, he really just did fuck everything up for this division by winning, which is fine. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, it adds more to in a division that's already crazy. I think it's. When you look at the UFC today, it's the division you want to look at because it has the most things going on. It has the most young guys, the most prospects, and also like even the old cats that are still around doing their thing. But him winning and doing this shit just blew everything up. And look, I called him this last week. I said about Buckley. I was like, he's kind of like the senior slayer, Like that's that's been the role he's
a lot
been
of
doing.
old guys.
And no matter what, I think even if he beat Usman here, I still wanted to see him fight like one of these young guys, which I think people would have maybe been upset about because people are like, oh, he did what he did. He was serviceable. And even last week, like the narrative, and even Usman kind of like talked about it. He hated the narratives where it was like, oh, his knees, the 2 what was it, like 2-year layoff at this point, pretty much now. Like, all the signals were pointing for him to not succeed against a guy who was coming in red hot, is very athletic, seems to have a decent amount of power, and is very confident. He just like you laid it out there. He shocked the shit out of us, which is awesome. He looked great. Granted, though, man, I got to give credit to Buckley. There at the end where he kind of did turn it up, I was like, man, only if we would have had that a little sooner.
That was pretty cool. I mean, it showed you that even though he kind of had people were saying he got fraud checked. It's like I don't think that's
I don't think that's
like,
true. No.
Yeah, that 5th round rally showed you okay. There's at least something there's some juice here. You know, even if you're a Buckley fan, you're kind of disappointed. He showed you that like okay, at the very least, he can never take him out of a fight. I thought he kind of was gonna. I honestly thought he was gonna shock him in that 5th round, dude. I was kind of getting reminiscent of the Wonder Boy fight where like Wonder Boy was up 2-0 against Buckley, just needed to survive like another 5 minutes. Got caught with like 2. That's all he needs. He just needs a minute. He just needs 2 minutes. So yeah, man, I'll give a lot of credit to Buckley for at least going out there and staying with it. But damn, dude, Kamaru Usman looked good out there on Saturday night. The way he was able to flow in the striking, the way he was able to take him down, just seemingly at will. And Usman, we've kind of had a lot of fights throughout his career where like even if he's not able to get the guys down, a guy has to have a lot of cage control, kind of like a lot of stuff in the clinch. That was not the case. 4 takedowns, 13 minutes of control time. Dominant, man. You said he fucked up the division.
In a positive way.
Yeah.
In a positive way.
But you know what, man? I think it honestly sets the stage for things to kind of work itself out. I think if Buckley would have won, he would have had a way better case for a title shot. I'm understanding Kamaru was talking about a title shot. Shouldn't happen. I say that as a Kamaru Usman fan, man. You can't lose 3 in a row and then just get a title shot off of this win. I think you just got to book the division a couple different ways. You have JDM who's going to fight Islam next. That is seemingly set. We just don't know when. And then you're going to have Belal Muhammad fight Kamaru Usman. And then you're also going to have Sean Brady fight Joaquin Buckley. There you go. Boom. And then whoever looks more impressive out of Usman, Muhammad, or Brady Rakhmonov, you're going to give that title shot to them. Whoever looks least impressive, then you can have them just wait in the wings and then fight after that. I don't think he fucked the division that bad. If anything, it makes me more excited because, dude, I mean...
No, I agree. But it's just the fact that it's like another factor when you got guys like Michael Morales, Carlos Pratas, Ian Gary, and literally the other guys you named in there. Yeah. Like, it's a lot.
It's a lot right now.
The issue is, though, they need to address each thing by, like, making these guys fight each other, continuously progressing the division, which they have clearly shown that at times they don't know how to progress the division at all and will leave it stagnant and have guys stay ranked for an eternity, even though they haven't won fights in years. Like we had a period of time there where Chiesa was still ranked near the bottom for a long period of time. Colby Covington is still ranked in this division. It's
Colby Covington's still number 9.
It's like, dude, you're telling me we haven't been able to push these guys out. You haven't been able to progress the division as it should.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the issue too, is they've built up this logjam, and it's entirely their fault. You go back, here's the UFC welterweight title picture since 2023. This is the last 2.5 years. Leon Edwards defeats Kamaru Usman March of 2023. That's one fight. He beat Colby Covington, which was an unearned, terrible title shot at the time, which it started the logjam. He beats him. He tests a takeoff 6 months because they want him to fight Belal Muhammad in England. He fights him in July of 2024. That's one fight. Belal Muhammad doesn't fight for a year. He sits on the sidelines, and JDM wins. We've had a combined 4 title fights in almost 3 years for the welterweight division.
Which there should be way more with the amount of prospects.
Yeah, and it started, like I said, the logjam started with Colby, but it's just like...
Oh, dude, and Jorge, too. Let's not...
Oh, well, I mean, you're going way back to 2020.
No. Like, I'm going to be fucking hypercritical of this shit. Like, it goes back to then, and granted, there's factors to that as well, because obviously Jorge had some fire coming through. Yeah. We had the vid that occurred. Obviously, in that original matchup, it was supposed to be Gilbert Burns versus Kamaru, in which Jorge came in on... What was it, like 48 hours though? It was some ridiculous.
Really, really small. It was like a week,
like a week's notice, flew all the way from the US to fucking Abu Dhabi, and then they gave him a rematch, and then he beat him even in the most decisive way you could, especially because that performance wasn't the most exciting in that original fight where he held him against the cage and was foot stomping him. Yeah, and then he blasted him out of there, and I was like, oh shit, okay, this is the level, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So the division's it's the welterweight division. That's what it's been for the last few years, man. A lot of waiting, a lot of sitting around. So
I like that. The welterweight division. That should be, you got a title for a video right there.
Thank you.
This is how the welterweight division got clogged.
Yeah, the welterweight division, because you're in a position now where you have I mean, dude. I mean, Sean Brady and Shavkat Rakhmonov have already earned title shots. The fact that they're gonna have to fight again,
Not even
presumably
just
each other,
that,
it's
dude,
like,
but you have an infinite number of
I mean,
guys who are ranked who can fight each other, and they're entertaining.
dude. What's funny is like even Buckley coming into this, if he's at flyweight or if he's in another division, he's already getting a title shot, and he's like the fourth guy in the division who would have deserved a title shot.
And dude, Kevin Holland just won, and they have history. Do you think Kevin Holland should fight Buckley next?
Fuck yeah,
Dude, right?
like that's
Right?
the easiest.
Let's
fight
fuck
you
up the
could do.
division more.
Dude.
Let's fuck up the division.
Fucking go, dude.
Let-
5 rounds. They're already they don't like each other.
They could make a
talking
main
shit.
event, even
They-
co-main
yeah,
in
dude, come
Florida.
on.
Make those
That'd
guys fight in Florida, right?
That'd be so fun, dude. That'd be so fun. I mean, I'd rather see Holland versus Buckley over Holland versus Colby. You know, I mean, that's what he called for. So, yeah. I mean, and it's like Buckley. Shout out Buckley, man.
Give Michael
Trying to-
Morales fucking Colby Covington, dude. Come on, like.
Yeah, I want fuck that, dude. Let's see Colby Covington versus Francis Ngannou. He's a free agent. No, it's a really tough fight. We need to see Alex Bahia. He's currently unbooked. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we could do.
Colby's talking about fighting on 185. Like,
yeah, let's just give him Hamza Chimaev.
let's run this shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, speaking of 185, Buckley calling out Izzy at 185 because Izzy was kind of in one of his videos where he reacts to the fights. He's kind of like, I just don't like this motherfucker. Like, I just don't like him. He's just corny. I just don't like him. And then Buckley was talking shit, calling him out, and he ended up getting like the heritage. The way Buckley went at
it was odd behavior. He didn't have to tackle it that way.
Yeah, he's I try to be careful with my phrasing because these guys could fuck me up. But Buckley, he's an odd cat sometimes, man. There's some things he says that are just like kind of, I would say, out of pocket. Just like, oh, okay, that's
Sometimes he'll tackle things in a way that I wouldn't necessarily expect just anybody to do.
Yeah.
And he just does it that way. And I was like, well, that's not necessarily the approach I would have taken.
Yeah. Hey, so he said, Izzy said, I hate this. I can't say that word, but I hate this man, bro.
Oh, he said it. He said it like that. That's
something
funny.
about him just fucking annoys me. And then Buckley replied back on Twitter, hate the former that took your belt, man, not me. Hashtag hate the boar. Staying on business about Africa or China, wherever the fuck you from, bitch. I don't know what that had to do with the discussion.
What if they fight now?
I wouldn't hate it. I mean, Izzy's dealing with a lot right now. And at this point in his career, I mean, I think Izzy's kind of dealing with fun fights anyway. If that guy's got beef with you and you guys are talking shit back and forth, you might as well book it. I mean, Buckley's kind of, this set him back a lot too. So it's like,
it was a big setback.
Yeah,
especially for him moving so quick.
You might as well reset, I guess, and have a fun. Because even if you beat Izzy at 185, that'd still do a lot for your 170 run.
Also, his 170 his next 170 fight's going to be very fucking hard because they're not going to give him like some older guy. They're going to give him someone who's like one of the, like I said, Michael Morales, the Carlos Prates type guy, even Kevin Holland. Yeah, I mean,
I'd rather give me Holland. That'd be my main choice. But I mean, I wouldn't hate seeing an Izzy 185. I think that'd be fun.
Let's say at 170. Let's say once it's 170, if they can't do Holland, what's like your second best option that you like?
At 170, if they can't do Holland, I mean that's easy actually. I don't know why I thought about that. The Cuck versus the Buck. Come on, man.
Oh, finally run it.
Finally run it. 6 versus 7. They're right there. And I
guess,
understand Buck's coming off a loss now,
but he had a win streak and
he had a big win streak. They're literally one apart in the rankings.
Gary had that loss in there, but then he got a win.
He did get a win.
You can kind of justify.
You could absolutely justify that.
Yeah,
Cuck and the Buck. Come on. Very easy booking.
That marketing is gonna be insane, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
Those guys will sell a fight too.
Oh, they'd sell the shit out of it. Ian Gary and them. Man, for as much as people hate Ian Gary, man can talk. Nah, the guy can talk.
He'll get people rattled up for sure.
He will. I'd like to see that. But yeah, I mean that's my ranking. I mean, if I had to do it, top 3, some variation of Holland, Gary, or Adesanya for Buckley next, and then for Usman, I feel like it's just so easy, the Bilal Muhammad thing. I mean, they've been talking shit for so long.
All right, with the podcast,
the infamous podcast.
They could release the unshown podcast of it,
and then like winner gets a title shot.
Dude, if I was the UFC, I'd use that as fucking marketing, dude. Like, give us the footage, man.
We'll pay you whatever we gotta pay you.
Whatever we gotta pay you to get that footage, we'll give you. It's only gonna help you guys.
Yeah, it's only gonna help you guys. It's like the Connor Dolly moment, So.
Oh my god, I forgot they used that in the trailer.
Dude, I'll never forget. Dude,
they showed it on embedded, and you just see the dolly fly through the car.
Dude, it's literally, I will remember that day for the rest of my life. There's certain things that, like, even if it doesn't involve you, like, people are like, where were you on 9/11? Like, where were you whenever you found out blank happened? Where were you when COVID started shutting everything down? You found out. For me, it's where were you whenever Conor McGregor threw the dolly through the bus? Because I was sitting
in fucking high school.
I was sitting in digital design class next to our boy P-Man. And I'm just looking on Twitter, through my VPN looking at Conor McGregor. It's like it would literally start off. Khabib Nurmagomedov cornered Artem Lobov at the UFC 223 media day earlier today, and then like it's Conor McGregor is reportedly flying to the United States after Artem Lobov. Conor McGregor has reportedly arrived to the venue. Conor McGregor is on a dolly through the bus. Like Conor McGregor has been arrested for throwing and then Dana.
I hate to say it, dude, but those arrest pictures are hard as fuck.
Hard as fuck. And then you had Dana out there. I've never seen anything so disgusting in all my day.
He loved it.
He's gonna get arrested for this. He should get arrested for that. And then 2 weeks later, just Connor promo video throwing the dolly. That'd be fun. Just so funny, dude. Oh my god, MMA peaked, dude. The more we get away from UFC 228,
should have it happened? Probably not.
Yeah,
but wasn't it fucking awesome? Fuck yeah.
229. The more we get away from UFC 229, the more I'm like, man, we kind of peaked there. Man, we really did peak. 2.4 million pay-per-view buys. Motherfuckers getting arrested. Fights going on inside. I remember the night of that fight, motherfuckers were getting knocked out outside the MGM Grand. Like, there were fights happening between Russian and Irish fans. Like, that's... it was some soccer type shit.
People flew in from Ireland, plus just the Irish people that live there and people who've immigrated who were there too.
It was like some soccer type shit. When you see like riots break out at like soccer matches like across like
Well, not even just that, dude, the aftermath of the fight itself too, right?
Yeah. I remember like, Jesus, yeah. So very funny. But nonetheless, man, we should probably reel it back in because Rose Namajunas. We got the good Rose. And naturally, it's whenever we pick against her. We pick her a lot. Never goes well, I feel like, anytime we pick her. But anytime we pick against her, she comes through. I'll give credit
My
here.
lifetime stats against Rose must be fucking insane.
Dude. Yeah, I know, dude. I think the only time I predicted a Rose fight right was, I'm pretty sure it was that Blanchfield fight, and then also, funnily enough, the Carla Esparza one. Like, I'm pretty sure I
picked against her for both Weili fights. I picked her for the Esparza fight.
Yeah.
She fought Mannon, right?
She fought Mannon. I remember picking her.
I don't remember who I picked in that one. I might have picked Mannon.
I know I expected her to beat Hebos and Cortez, but that was kind of like bounce back fights for her anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but like every major Rose fight, I feel like I'm wrong about, except for the Carla one. But here, and look, I'll give credit. This is a really fun fight. I mean, fight of the night went to Buckley and Usman, but the ladies showed out here. Miranda Maverick ultimately, actually, I believe, tearing her ACL during this fight as well. Ooh. So dealing with an injury, ended up being a unanimous decision, went 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. I saw some people giving the fight to Maverick on Twitter, which I wouldn't necessarily agree with, but it was a fun fight, though. I mean, give me your thoughts, man. Rose, back in the win column, still trying to get another title shot.
I mean, she won. She had to win. That was pretty much, if she lost here, it was going to look bad, for one. Mm-hmm. But it didn't show you anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
she did what she had to do. She didn't look, like, insanely well, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, but I'm not saying she didn't look good either, but it just wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything we didn't know before. Mm-hmm. She didn't show you anything from the previous fights that she did win, like the Cortez and who was the other one in there?
Hebos.
The Hebos fight, nothing, none of that magic that we've had before, when she was in a previous weight class.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and I will say this. I thought she looked a lot lighter on her feet. I thought her movement looked good. The hands, obviously, Miranda Maverick, we kind of knew she was going to be outmatched in that department. She was outmatched.
She looked a little bit more settled, probably, in the physicality sense.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, man, I mean, overall, just a solid performance for Thug Rose. I mean, I thought it impressed me. Not because I thought Miranda Maverick was kind of... I've always known she's had a ceiling in this division, probably like the top 10, top 7, that sort of thing.
I'd love to do like a sports psychology study on Rose, dude, because I am genuinely curious.
There's a lot that if we were to dive into that, we'd have to get into, and I'm not going to dive into that on air.
No, but I'm saying I'd love for like someone 100% more qualified who does this as a like lifetime to like really study, because like the peaks and valleys of this career have been so fucking insane in me, and I just can't compare it to any other athlete.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. Because it's no other athlete I've seen. I mean, you know what? It's funny because I don't even think he has this issue, but like, a high profile fighter I could think of that just disappears would probably be Izzy. Izzy's had a couple of performances at the high level. You think of the Yoel fight mainly, but also the Jared Cannonier fight. And I think he also had one other one where it's just...
But he still won,
He's frozen. Yeah. And granted, Rose loses whenever that happens.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's still won. He's still winning in those scenarios. He's still doing what he has to do. That's the major difference.
But Rose, like, she kind of just freezes out there at times, So it's even if she's winning the fight, like I think the Blanchfield fight was I was like, she got out veteran by Erin Blanchfield, who's like 10 years younger. Like in championship rounds, like you just did a little bit more. It's like, damn, dude, like Rose, man, like even in this fight, it's like she almost let it slip away with Amanda Maverick dealing with an injury too. It's like it's a close fight, man, close fight. So
I forgot what I listened to the morning comment and I forgot which one of them said it, but they're like, she doesn't have that edge fully there.
no,
She hasn't shown that edge at this weight class.
and there was a point whenever she was showing that dog. She was showing that dog every single fight early on. Even if she wasn't winning, I think back, oh man, what fight was it? It was like really early on in her run. I think it was whenever she lost to Karolina Kowalkiewicz back 2016, where that was the first time I kind of like picked up on Rhodes. I thought she was an actual contender. She beat Teacher Torres before that, PVZ and Angela Hill. But that Carolina fight, like I think she like went down on the cards maybe like the first 2 rounds, but then she came rallied back in the third. Like she showed that dog. I would say ever since she got, honestly, ever since she beat Wei Li the second time, it feels like that dog's not been there. This is the first fight where I kind of looked,
even admittedly, like I still think
Yeah.
she lost that fight to top it off.
Oh, we're in agreement there. But I think this fight was the closest time, honestly, even though I thought like she kind of almost let it slip away. I thought, like, okay, this is the closest thing to vintage Rose in a long time. Got the knockdown, looked solid on the feet, light on the feet, good movement. So just keep it going. Let's keep it going. Because the reality is, whenever Rose Namajunas is on, she's one of the most fun women in the entire sport, you know? So, and at flyweight, dude, I mean, there's so many good fights you can make with her. How you feel, Macy Barber, you know? How you feel about a Manny Ferro rematch at some point if she's healthy? Because remember, you got to remember Rose broke her hand in that one. In round 1, that'd be fun.
Maybe run it back with them.
Yeah, maybe run it back. Maybe you could have man, look at the rankings. Oh, you know what? Lexa Grasso.
Someone threw out there, but I thought someone made a good point. They're like, I don't know if that's necessarily the next fight for Grasso. It'd be the next fight for Rose, if the timing was correct, but it's not the next fight for Grasso.
I'd prefer Grasso to get back, but I think maybe after that, yeah. So I see where you're coming from.
Saying it's all about timing. I think the timing just doesn't work out on that one.
Yeah, fair enough. Point being though, Rose, there's so many fun fights you can make in this division. Like she's never fought Valentina, you know, like we know that Wei Li's gonna move up at some point. Like there's so many fun fights. You can have a
not even just that, you got our other gal there who's killing it too.
Oh, Natalia Silva?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's looking good.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to fight Rose anytime soon, though. So I
no, but I'm saying so even just for the title.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it'd be fun, too. So there's a lot of good options. The rest of this UFC Atlanta card, though, man, because I really don't think we have a lot to say about Maverick. I mean, we kind of injuries and she's going to have to get back. So
yeah. You're going to buy her pickles to support her during this time of injury?
You know what? Maybe. I mean,
you know how we talked about trying UFC fighter products? That's definitely one that I would highly endorse.
I've always been a fan of Miranda Maverick. She's like, I respect the fact that she's like a country girl who's doing her thing. You know, like
she's
good
in school too, right?
Yeah, she was. I remember whenever she was fighting in Invicta, like she was in school and like she was from like a really small town in Missouri. I'm like, you know, good for you. You know, fucking killing it out here. You know, I get it. But the rest of this card, man, some highlights and some lowlights. Edmund Shabazian defeating Andre Petrovsky.
This is good.
Solid win for Edmund.
This is good.
Full disclosure, I did bet on this fight to go the distance, and it's the first time in Edmund Shabazian
not to go the distance. You mean
to not go the distance? Excuse me. Yeah, only the second time in his entire UFC career to have a fight go the distance. So, great shit for me. Awesome, dude, just awesome.
But clearly, the camp change is working though.
Yeah, I mean, he's won 2 in a row, 3 of his last 4. Man, let's go. Let's go.
He was really disciplined in this one,
and there's no shame in losing to Gerald Mearshart too, who he did lose to. He's the 1 loss, so look good in that one too. So let's keep it going, Edmund. Let's keep it going. He's only 27. He's only 27 years old. Let's keep it going.
The run starts today.
The run starts now. You know whose run just not going well, man. Just not going well. And we looked. The 2023 was the most fun year in combat sports. Not because anything was really crazy, but because that was the resurgence of Cody Noloff. Cody Garbrandt won 2 fights in a row that year by knockout. Lost to Davison Figueroa. No shame, though. Remember, last year he lost to Davison. Hey, Davison, top-tier guy, former champion, looked good. He actually won round 1 at UFC 300. Comes out here against Antonio Barcelos. Got the new tattoo over the eye. Got a new look. Lights him up in round 1. We're like, damn, we're back.
Braided hair.
The no-love era restarts today. And then he gets outpointed for the next 2 rounds by a 7,000-year-old Antonio Barcelos. Angel, give me your thoughts.
Wow, this was a letdown. I thought this was a perfect fight for Cody. I thought it was hard enough for him. I thought that fight was hard enough to, somewhat push him, but kind of get him back on the bike and kind of continue where we left off. I don't know, man. I think with Cody at this point, what we got is what we got, and we just need to appreciate it as it is. I'm not sure if he's ever going to be able to reach that title level again. I think the time is just against him. His body's just not in his favor anymore like that. I think the chin's probably not the same anymore. He's fun to watch. He can flow. He can have these spurts, but I think that time is just done, and I just need to accept it. And it's hard to accept because when he's on, he's just so fucking fun to watch.
Yeah, dude, that's the reality.
And we're just gonna give credit to Barcelos. This is 3 fights in a row.
Yeah,
he's 38 years old. He's kind of eyeing at getting a decently high profile fight. The guy's 38. We got to also look at the positive on the other end. We're for every victory, there's a loss on the other side too. There's 2 sides to each coin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, this is a mixed bag of feelings for me personally.
Yeah, it's kind of, man, it's disappointing. It's tough, man. It's tough because I prefer to think that Cody Garbrandt has something left there. But as more time passes, now 33, it's kind of like, okay, this is just who he is now.
The run should have started when we got into the Kelleher fight, which it did. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
With the Davison fight, like that should have been like the turning point, right? Like,
yeah.
If we would have got that one, I was like, oh, dude, he just beat a former champ.
In round 1, I was like, oh my god, like we're back, dude. We're so fucking back, dude. Like, and if he would have won that one, that would have shot him straight into the top 10 too. It's just brutal. And
his matchmaking would have been very difficult and all that. But
even if he won this one, it's like he was talking shit with Sean O'Malley again this week. It's like, dude, if you would have won this one, you could have leveraged yourself into a Sean O'Malley.
Maybe win one more after this one,
exactly.
And then let things play out.
Exactly,
you're right there,
right there. So very disappointing stuff from Cody No Love. And in round 1, I mean, he got the knockdown and started taunting again. It was like, damn, dude, like maybe if he would have followed up, who knows? Things could have been different. Monster Abdul Malik defeating Cody Brundage, technical decision. It was
a good fight.
Big favorite.
He's a guy who's shown some potential.
He did what he needed to do. Alonzo Menifield getting the upset whenever Umar saw it. Good stuff from there.
Shocked the shit out of me in this one.
Paul Craig cut off this is the big controversy of the week. Cut off a Balto, getting kicked with an illegal up kick. Most people seem to think getting faking being knocked out. What do you think? Make of that whole situation.
It was weird, but once again, I feel like the up kick should just be legal. Just make the shit easier on everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that up kicks are like illegal is one of the dumbest things to me, at least in MMA. I think it's always been a hot take for me that I think like they should always be illegal because it's done to me that like, dude, if you're on your back, like, I mean, come on, dude. Come on. I mean, I remember seeing, like, when I first started watching Anderson Silva, I think he knocked out...
Also, it's like, right? You can either go into the guard and get in danger, or you could back up and let him stand up. You got 2 choices, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Now, granted, it was illegal here, so Paul Craig is the one at fault.
Which he did. By the way, did you see him talk afterwards about that? He was like, I did throw it. He took
ownership. Yeah.
I was like,
funnily enough, Paul Craig, the only person not complaining about this. But everybody else, man, shitting on Rodolfo Balto. Was it justified? He looked like he was, and I'm not normally this guy. Let me be clear here. He did look like he took a few acting classes. That's all I'm going to say. The fact that he went from on the way down from getting hit with the up kick, he's like, oh, what the fuck? Like at the referee. And then he's knocked out after that. It's like, dude, that's not how that works.
I mean, I saw a doctor talk about this, and he did like go into some actual depth and explain some of this stuff who like actually knows about brain trauma. And
well, I know, I'm not doubting he was hurt. I'm sure he did get fucked up. Like that was a genuine up kick he got hit with, and he got hit hard. At the same time,
it's one of those impossible things where you're like, you want to assume, but in reality, we really don't know how Rodolfo's brain was working in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. But the reality is I don't blame the guy, and I genuinely think if something like this happens, I've always advocated you should just take the win. I mean, honestly, dude, like at this point, like in MMA, the only time I could think of a point being taken or anything happening was literally the week before with Caleb Harrison and Juliana Pena. That's the only time I've seen some shit.
Once again, we gotta start advocating, man, for like rule changes, like make up kicks legal, allow knees to ground opponents.
Well, and it's shitty because like we shouldn't have to do that because some of these rules are good rules, they're just not enforced. So if they're not going to enforce the rules, it might as well just be legal.
Not even just that, but it doesn't help that each state doesn't abide by the same rules or country. You know?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying too. Like we gotta like get to a point where everything is just one single thing. Like it's just everything is consensus.
Yes, exactly.
Everything is consensus.
Exactly. I mean, we're in agreement there, man. I feel bad for Balto, man. I always feel bad for guys who, even though he was probably playing it up a little bit, like he's the one who got hit with an illegal shot. He should have never been in that position to begin with. And whenever you're put in a position,
because there should have just been a legal shot and he should have just been hurt.
Yeah. Well, and also these guys make their show and their win. So I'm never gonna shit on a guy for like, okay, get your win bonus, bro.
By the way, you saw the disclosed pay amounts?
I saw. Let me see. Actually, I didn't see them. I saw a few people post about it. But I just didn't actually read it.
I saw John Goodman post it, so I thought it was decently legitimate.
Oh yeah, I mean, oh no, it's definitely legitimate. Georgia is one of the states that they actually put it out. So let me pull.
Dude, let me tell you, some of these guys are getting fucking paid though. Like some guys that didn't expect are making money.
Let me see. Okay, so Demopoulos 65,000, Jimmy Horth 25.
She made 50 G's on the night.
Phil Rowe 55. Interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
Ricky Simone 83. Core McGee 83,000. Chiesa 150. Paul Craig 125. Alonzo Menefield on a 125 contract is surprising.
He's been around a while though.
He has been. Cody Garbrandt got 275 to show. Petrovsky got 100,000 to show. Shabazzian got 186 win and show. Random Maverick on a 125,000 just to show. Interesting. Not what I expect from her. Rose made $500K.
She's on a flat. Dude, Rose got fucking paid. I was like, dude, Rose is on a good contract.
Kamaru Usman needs a new fucking manager because how are you making only $300,000?
Flat.
No win bonus. That's insane to me.
Granted,
bro.
we don't know about locker room bonuses and all that too. I mean, that's a whole nother story as well.
Yeah, it's still crazy to me though. I mean, Kamaru Usman's one of the few stars UFC has at this point. Like you saw the buzz whenever he started fighting on Saturday. I felt like a big fight. Like,
yeah, and the crowd was on decently on his side too.
There are not many huge big fights, big stars left. I think Usman's one of them. That's surprising me, but nonetheless, yeah, man. I brought him up earlier. Shout out Michael Chiesa. 30-27s across the board. Some people shit on this fight. I thought it was fine. It was an old man fight. I don't know what people expected.
Good matchmaking for Chiesa, right? Because he seemed like he was going to step away like a few years ago, and he's still going now.
He's fought 3 old men in a row, and I say that like lovingly to these guys. Tony Ferguson, Max Griffin, now Court McGee. This is the type of matchmaking that they should be doing for a lot of these old guys. Just that Michael Chiesa, he's the only one that gets it, pretty sure, because he's a commentator. So, but hey, man, good for him. Malcolm Wellmaker, dude. They have to match this kid up with some actual good, like decent prospects.
Well, now they got to.
Because he's fucking hurting these kids, dude. Chris Moutinho, and by the way, he was a minus 2,000 favorite heading into this fight. I saw that was not all lines, but I saw him as high as a minus 2,000. And it's like, yeah, man, he went out there and like looked as a minus 2,000. That's very rare, man. That's very rare. Impressive shit out of him, man. And he beat Cameron Simon before this. Like he's just genuine, real deal. Let's get him some good names because this kid has a lot of potential.
Well, also he's 31. Like he needs, for him, ideally the ball needs to roll quick, especially in 135 division that's like super deep. He's got options. Yeah. Like there'll be matchmaking there for him.
For sure. Man, shout out. Speaking of another knockout, man, shout out Jose Ochoa.
Dude, I didn't realize how bad Cody Durden was doing, dude. Like, I looked at the Tapology, I was like, oh fuck, I didn't know it was like this. Because I looked at Cody Durden like it's like that's a solid 125er. Like that's
right. Like you think of him in your head, you kind of think back to that win streak he had a couple of years ago when he beat Charles Johnson and he upset Jake Hadley at the time. And yeah, man, he's 4 of his last 5. You're right. I didn't realize it was that bad either.
He was on a 4-fight win streak at one point, leading into the Tagir Ulanbekov fight in 2023.
Taking a lot of damage in these fights too.
Yeah.
Tiger Ulanbekov submission. Bruno knocked him out. Joshua Van didn't knock him out, but beat the shit out of him. And then getting knocked out here by Jose Ochoa. And this is actually a really fun fight. So let's hope Cody Durden can get back on the right track because he's a guy who comes to put on a show 125. And there's not, you can say that about a lot of guys, I think, but
he's 34 though. I feel like the odds
time's ticking.
The odds are kind of stacked against him. And I'm sure he's close to being cut, man.
He's also low key like a perfect guy for the PFL, I think, at like bantamweight. So. I mean, isn't Jake Hadley over there now too?
Yeah, he is.
So
he's 5'7". He could totally make that jump.
Let's run it back, dude. Why not?
I wonder if Cody Durden should just switch to 135 now. We're granting the harder division, but still.
I mean, he's fought a bantamweight in the past, so yeah. I mean, I wouldn't hate it.
You're right.
Ricky Simone defeating Cameron Smotherman. Ooh, Ricky Simone having the line of the night.
Granted, I do think this was like majorly taken out of context.
He put him up against the fence, and he was like, "What is it, like? You're stop resisting. You're being arrested or something."
No, he said you're under arrest.
You're under arrest.
That was the whole line. All he said was you're under arrest. Which, by the way, I got like PTSD because I totally remember a time where I personally was playing like cops and robbers with a kid, and I totally heard like my buddy say you're under arrest. Like. I don't know if you ever got to experience that, but I did. I remember that. Me and a buddy were playing outside. And he got me. He's like, "You're under arrest."
You go fuck. Cameron Smotherman is saying back to him like, "Dude, you're racist." Like
in the middle, he's like, "What the fuck?"
Which like I'm not. I don't racism. I don't necessarily think, but That is one of the weirdest things I've heard anybody say in a fight, dude. I mean,
it was just
just
out there, but I inherently think it's also like the mental game where it's like, oh, what the fuck? Like it throws you off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think like inherently like that's like something he was trying to do as well, where it's like, okay, what? I mean, wouldn't it throw you off too mid fight?
Yeah, that's why. Oh man, I can't think of his name, but that guy, the lightweight back in the day, he showed up in those fucking G-string. He fought in that, same shit, just the mental warfare.
But it is a thing. Like as funny as it sounds, it is because it threw him off his game for that second.
I remember back in the day, whenever Cowboy was being like, it was like nice Cowboy. It was like he was being nice to everybody before the fight. And it's kind of like people like, oh, so you trying to like mental game these people and just fucking them up during the fight?
That's fucking Wonder Boy, dude. He's such a nice guy, but then in the cage, you fucking head kick your shit. You know what I mean?
Shout out Philip Rowe defeating Anguissa. Great, dude. Brutal stoppage.
How did that guys not get a fight of the night?
I was pretty surprised too. And as much as I love Usman and Buckley, I didn't think either one. I didn't think that fight was. Like,
that was not fight of the night.
If it weren't Kamaru Usman and Joaquin Buckley with their names, like we'd be like, okay, that fight was okay.
Oh yeah.
And granted, that's because it was so good, because like all the storylines going into it. But you know what I mean. And then opening up the card, Jamahal Hill defeating Vanessa Diamopoulos. Yeah, 3 losses in a row now. We'll see how she can bounce back. Went viral for her doing the splits like during the weigh-in.
This much from being cut though too.
She's pretty close. Especially with she's very marketable though. So I think she'll stay around. She's one of the few names.
She's 5-5, but she's lost 3 in a row, and she's currently 11-8. She loses another one. She's 11-9, bro. And if we get that, it's 11-10. Like
that's gonna be tough.
We're getting close to matching record.
That's gonna be real tough. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Nonetheless, man, that's all we got for UFC Atlanta.
Oh, so she's 36. Card. I didn't even know that. Granted, she'll,
Oh yeah,
women last.
Women age much better in this sport. I don't know if it's because of the head trauma or whatever it may be. They take less. I mean,
have you ever had any cases of severe a female athlete in combat sports having like really bad CTE?
Not off the top of my head.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I was gonna make some jokes about some people, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. We're in a good mood. But no, man. I mean, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. We don't have any name fams out there for the women's MMA, at least to my knowledge.
That's good, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hope not. I really hope not. I mean, Jesus.
We don't got no NAM fams out there in the female fight game, right?
It's bad enough that we have the NAM fam, and I'm not trying to be mean to the guy, because like it is genuinely really sad. Like if you watch those videos of him speaking, and it's like, holy shit. Like, what sport am I watching? Like, what am I doing?
Granted, though, I hate to say it too. He kept fighting.
Yeah, that's true.
Which doesn't help.
Like a decade plus after he should have. So, and then you got the BJ Penn situation going on right now, and it's just Jesus. So tough times. But nonetheless, we got to break into UFC Azerbaijan, man. Here we go, going down in Baku from the Baku Crystal Hall Arena. Badass nickname, badass venue. If you look this up,
you saw the venue.
Yeah, looks sick. And as we know, this is one of those cards where, Azerbaijan, like, hey, UFC, we're going to pay you money to come here. Well, they're coming with a great card, a great main event. Jamahal Hill, Khalil Rountree, originally slated for Kansas City. A couple injuries forced them out. Now they're here. They're running it back. Sweet Dreams has not been seen. He got knocked out by Yuri in January. Prior to that, he lost to Alex Bahia, obviously, in a bid for UFC Gold, UFC 300. Taking on Khalil Rountree, who is coming off his own title challenge. Arguably the fight of the year, one of the greatest fights last year. Losing to Alex Bahia in the main event at UFC 307, just an absolute banger. Went 2-0 on the cards, knocked him down. But as we know, Poatan rallied back. Give me your thoughts on this fight, man.
I'm excited. I think it's a banger. A little sad we didn't get in Kansas City for obvious reasons, but hey, we're still getting it, so it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Early in the day too, which hey, I'm okay with that. A lot of questions for Jamahal Hill. Obviously, Khalil Rountree kind of got a little bit of heat coming through right now because of the performance against Alex Bahia. Obviously, some 6 finishes. He's coming with this kind of edge, and he got custom shorts this week too, which people were being hypercritical. We're not even gonna fucking get into that. That shit's stupid as fuck. It's a banger fight, dude. You're talking about just a raw, like just mean, gritty fight. This is gonna be it. And if it doesn't pay out, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
I feel the same way. You two guys who are sluggers, man. 2 guys who go out there and swing and bang. I'm not swing and bang because they're pretty technical, but you get what I mean. Yeah, man. I'm thrilled for it. I'm very excited for it. It's a 50-50 matchup to me personally. I'm very much questioning who I should pick, but I've had a feeling all week that Khalil Rountree Jr. This is his night, man.
He's
you saw
he's the one with the heat right now. He's the one who's on the edge right now, like that.
You saw in that Pereira fight, there are certain guys that rise to the occasion at the moment when they need it most, and he did that against Alex Pereira. You can argue that stylistical type thing because he's always been a striker. You could argue whatever it is, but he showed his heart. He showed how good he is that night, and I think that for Jamahal Hill, you're coming off back-to-back knockout losses. He's had injuries. He's had out-of-the-cage drama. There's a lot going against him, and it's hard for me to see Khalil Rountree. He's also got the custom shorts, so it's like, man.
Hill on the two KO loss streak too. That's not good.
Exactly. So, yeah, man. I'm thinking Khalil Rountree. What do you think?
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I think Roundtree's gonna do it. If it's a finish, dude, I feel bad for Jamahal Hill. I mean, that's a massive setback in this division.
Yeah. Oh,
three finished losses in a row, and it could happen, dude. It's a 5-round fight against this fucking killer.
Well, yeah, and luckily, light heavyweight is a division where if you lose 3 in a row, you're not going to be cut. There's just such a lacking of talent, especially the top.
True,
level.
But dude, his losses would be Pereira.
He'd be locked out of the title for a long time.
And Rountree, and he's 34 years old.
He'd need to rebuild, and he'd have to do it pretty quickly. And
he'd have to be fighting constantly and winning constantly. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. And if it's a third finish, like I can't imagine that's not going to be good. For
exactly. Third finish, the out of the cage shit. Like you got to remember he's arrested for beating up his own brother like a year ago. He had obviously the Achilles tear when he first won the belt, and then he hurt his leg again, and that's why he couldn't fight in Kansas City. So
like these last 2 years have been pretty, almost 3.
It's been rough, man.
It's been a hard time since winning the title. Really, after winning the title, it was all after winning the title.
Exactly. So look, man, I hope he puts on a good performance on Saturday. I'm not rooting for the guy to be bad because if anything, he's a guy that adds a lot of entertainment value to this division. Talks a lot of shit.
And he has an intensity.
He does, man. That Yuri fight in January was sick. So
even the Poetan leader.
There you go. So interesting to see what happens here. But I'm backing Khalil. Co-main event: Rafael Fiziev, one of the greatest lightweights on the planet, ranked number 11. Granted, he's had some rough spots, man. 3 losses in a row. Justin Gaethje. He lost when he stepped up at short notice in March. He lost Mateus Gamrot in September 2023 due to a knee injury he suffered. And before that, he lost to Justin Gaethje again by majority decision. 32 years old, needs a win, taking on Ignacio Bahamondes, the massive lightweight, 27 years young, who's riding a 3-fight winning streak. Cristiagos Galgos, Manuel Torres, and Jalen Turner. He's looked good. He's big for the division. He's good. He hits hard, has slick sub abilities. Not a fun guy to face, man. Who do you got here?
Dude, fuck it. I want to see Bahamondes, dude. Yeah. Give me the highlight. Give me the Chilean.
I definitely, I can't argue with that, man. He's a guy that looks like he has a lot of potential. He is the favorite going into this fight, too. We should note that, man. He is the favorite. But it's hard for me to see Rafael Fiziev going away this season, man. This is a guy that he's been this close for 3 fights.
Also, he's one of the head coaches at Tiger Muay Thai. Like, this guy knows his shit.
And I think takedown defense is solid. He's going to stay on the feet. He looks slick on the feet. Even during that short notice fight against Gaethje, man, like he landed a lot, nearly beat Gaethje.
Fighting on home soil, too.
It's hard for me to see him losing. Back against the wall. It's tough for me to see. But also, at the same time, man, Bahamondes just...
I need to note this as well. Bahamondes, by the way, 3 fights in a row, finished in the first round.
There you go.
3 bonuses in the first round.
There you go, man. He's looking good, man.
He came into UFC 2020, signed up the contender. He's grown up in the UFC now, 5 years. He's 27 now. Things are heating up now. He's moving through he's now in a position where he could move through this division pretty quickly.
Yeah.
He still has a lot of questions. He's a young fighter. He hasn't shown, I think, all elements of elite that you would want out of an elite high level 155er, especially with how complete like those top guys are at the top, like the Alias, the Charles, the Dustins, the Max. Like those guys are complete fighters. I'm not quite sure if I know Ignacio Bahamondes is a complete fighter just yet. Mm-hmm. He's shown a lot of good stuff. He's shown that he's capable of finishing. He's shown that he has an edge, and obviously he's grown. And he's had losses. He's had low moments in his career. This is such a big jump up, but at the same time, he's finishing these guys in such decisive ways. It's like we need to give him that next challenge. And I think Fiziev was actually, out of all the matchups they could have gone with, I'm a pretty big fan.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man. I agree. I'm a big fan of both these guys, honestly. Like both very fun, it's gonna be a banger of a fight. Yeah, I love it. And excited to see either Fiziev gets back on the right track or Bahamondes we have a real legit contender at 155. Like it's been a while since we've had a young guy.
Could you imagine if he gets a finish too?
Well, dude, and honestly, bro, I'm backing Rafael Fiziev. I just think he's more like there's a lot going for him, but we need new blood at lightweight, dude. I mean, we've had all the guys.
Stylistically, this is gonna be the best matchup of the week. Actually,
The
probably of the fucking month.
The only guys in the top 10 right now that are under the age of 30 is Arman Sarukian and Paddy Pimblett. That's it, which is insane to think about.
For now, because I mean, it's not like they're gonna stop aging.
Exactly. Well, yeah, what I mean. But yeah, so only 2 guys under the age of 30. So excited to see. And we've had. It's not even like the guys are not fighting.
Is Ilya 30
guys.
now too? Because he's gonna be part of the.
He's not, but he's also not technically ranked yet.
Yeah,
so,
but he's gonna be.
Yeah, but for right now, so you get the idea.
Gonna be at some point.
No. Anyways, man, co-main event. Oh, excuse me, that was a co-main event. Looking down the rest of the card, past the co-main event, you have a couple other bangers. Curtis Blades taking on the debuting Razan Kuniev. Interesting fight.
We've had conversations about this fight for months now, where we're like, dang, they're really kind of like.
It has been rebooked, so
it's such like. I don't know why are they doing this? It feels like such a kind of fuck you to Blades, kind of a staple in this division, who's been just short of fighting for the title and hasn't gotten that opportunity.
This fight has been booked 4 different times. I don't know why they're.
That's what I'm saying.
So insistent. It's supposed to happen at UFC. Oh man, UFC Seattle in February got moved to UFC 313. Then Blades had an illness, so got moved to UFC Vegas. What would that have been? 106, and now it's being moved to here. So I don't know why they're so insistent. I think it's because they know that they just need new contenders at heavyweight.
But Kuniev could have fought a myriad of other heavyweights.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's so odd they're so insistent on this matchup. I mean, he's an interesting guy. I mean, he has a decent record, 2-0 on the contender. He fought in the 34? PFL once. Wow. Beat Renan Ferreira. So he's definitely good, but how good?
He's also fought for the sauce, though.
He has fought for the sauce, and this is a really tough first matchup. So we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, Tafik Mustafayev taking on Maitek Orolbai is a banger. I love that fight, dude.
By the way, another kind of rising ex-Bellator guy. Once again, though, I think coming in late into the mix.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's just UFC's great at that, you know?
Oh, yeah, man. And Mustafayev, dude, I mean, I love this guy a lot. Excited to see him finally in the UFC. Been killing in Rising for a few years now. I mean, I guess he had a couple of Bellator fights, but you know what I mean? Think of more of him as a Rising guy. So excited to see what he does here. Orolbai is also legit and puts on a lot of fun fights. We'll see what happens there. 155. Another 155 fight. Nazim Sudikov taking on Nicholas Mata. I like that.
By the way, this guy has the most like silent run ever.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to him fighting out of Azerbaijan.
The record's not very big.
10-1-1. Yeah.
The shit he's done. I mean, he's maintained it consistent the whole way. Wins over Albin Elder. The Terrence McKinney finish, which I remember that was like, you know, especially because I was on a little. McKinney was building up, trying to. The Borussia fight, which was a fucking banger.
Yeah.
And obviously the Ismail Bonfim one, which was just like, oh, fuck, he's here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the Nicholas Mata one seems like such a downgrade, though. Going from Bonfim to Mata, it just didn't seem like it was the right thing.
It's a bit odd because I think of Bonfim as being kind of one of the better guys outside of the top 15.
Yeah.
But it should be a fun fight, and it feels like they're kind of giving him a bit of a soft. I mean, Nicholas Mata's a decent guy. I'm not trying to insult him here, but he's kind of a soft touch, it feels like, because he is fighting in Azerbaijan. He is one of the few Azerbaijan guys there.
Yeah, so obviously these guys are going to be like, I'm not going to say they're going to get favorite matchmaking, but they're also trying to give them.
They want him to win.
They want him to have. They want him to have highlights.
Yeah, they want
in whatever which way they may happen.
Yeah, man. Opening up the card is going to be a fight at featherweight. Muhammad Naimov taking on Bogdan Grad. Bogdan Grad, 15-2, 1-0 in the UFC, kind of a younger guy.
50-2, Josh. No,
15-2. Oh my god, 15-2. Could you imagine? Damn, he's not good at opening up the card. Like, it's
dude, get that guy the title.
Literally. So that should be fun. Oban Elliott, most slept on man in 170. Taking on.
Is he slept on? I feel like he's perfectly rated. I feel like people like have interest.
Not
in
slept
him.
on. I feel like he should be past these sorts of matchups. I feel like
already.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
you think he's that good already?
I think he's that fucking good to fight a top 15.
Granted, we don't know what. Also, the other thing we got to take into account, we don't know the kind of contracts these guys are on. You know what I mean? That's the other thing. You don't want these guys to be fighting those high level fights and making 15-15. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. We're seeing on Kyo Seung-hyun out of South Korea, I think he fought on the Contender Series, if I remember correctly. So should be fun. Big favorite, Oban Elliott. It's not like he's. Let me be clear here. Like maybe he's not. I don't think he's title worthy or anything, but like I do think I wouldn't have hated if they threw him a fucking who's 15 right now, 170. MVP. I wouldn't have hated if they did that fight or a Kevin Holland fight. You know what I mean? So something like that. Nonetheless, the rest of the card, Ismail Nuradov taking on
return to the UFC, the continued return to the UFC.
Exactly. I mean, if you remember correctly, he's a guy former Braves. So he fought in the UFC, ACB cat, came up, had a couple fights, got cut after a loss to Sean Brady. Goes back to Brave CF, puts on some more fun fights, come back to the UFC last year, beat Bruno Silva. Here we go. See if we can get 2 in a row here. against Park Chun Young, a guy that has won, I believe, 5 of his last 6. The only loss in there to Andre Muniz. We'll see how he does. Melissa Mullins, Daria Zelenikova. Should be fun. Arina Alexieva taking on Claudia Sigla. Excuse me. We'll see how that goes, man. If I remember correctly, isn't Arina the girl who they call the Russian Ronda? Remember correctly? Yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll see how she does. Interesting prospect, I suppose. Tiger going back off taking on Azmak Muslim. This is really supposed to be Tiger versus our boy Koji Horiguchi, but
heartbreak
pulled out due to undisclosed reasons. And then opening up the card, Hamdi, your boy Hamdi, taking on Muhammad Usman.
Which, holy fuck, how's that fight gonna go?
I have no idea.
They're opening up the card too, right?
Yeah, they are opening up the prelims. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. See how they do. But yeah,
maybe what if Hamdi bounces back?
He might, man. He might.
Because the Jamahal Pollock one was kind of, but granted, he did have a layoff. He was off the juice. Maybe he's got to readjust to the new non-juice body.
That's true. We all just need to do a little bit of a cycle and then just try and cycle off. It takes time.
Maybe he's trying to. What if he does reacclimate? And he just comes in here and he looks like a fucking dog.
What if he's just on the juice again and he just fucking
just runs through Usman?
Man, Mo Usman, man, Mo Usman. We'll see. Man, I remember whenever he won tough. And I was like, damn, maybe he's actually legit, you know?
But dude, the losses don't even look that bad either, though. Like
Mick Parkin's legit, and then Thomas Peterson looks like he has potential as well. So yeah. And he's also starting real late in his UFC career. I mean, you got to remember, Mo Usman won tough at what, like 30? Let me pull up the age.
He just needs to. I feel like he just needs to go for it. That's his issue. Like he doesn't.
I mean, I agree, man.
Because he's got all the physical attributes. He's got a decent gas tank. He's fucking huge. It looks like he has pop in those hands. He can wrestle.
He's too patient sometimes.
That's what I'm saying.
He's 36. He won tough fucking.
And then on top of the guy, on top of that, the guy looks like an absolute fucking beast. You know, like
he does. Yeah, he's just peeled out of his.
He needs to learn how to be mean in there, man. That's what it is.
It's a good way to put it. Nonetheless, man, we have a few things to go ahead and hit before we wrap up and head out of here. We're gonna start off with PFL 6 as a mini preview because it's actually going down in our home state, Wichita. Angel, you want to make the drive down to Wichita?
Why the fuck are they doing it there, dude? Like, don't hate the Wichita,
but Kansas City is a fight town, dude. You could have put it at any. Honestly, there's a lot of venues in KC you could have done it. They just didn't do it here. But nonetheless, they're in Wichita. And it's going to be Godzi Rabadov taking on Kevin Lee in the main event.
Just to wait for the upset of the
winner is going to be taking on Usman Nurmagomedov. And it's going to be Godzi Rabadov. I'm not going to beat around the bush.
Wait, is this person going to fight Usman? I thought they were going to fight someone else in the 155
Nope, they're going to fight Usman.
I had no. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you got Brent Primus and Alfie Davis in this too in the tournament.
I'm just going off of what they said, what the PFL said, I believe.
I mean, I don't know.
So, anyways, man, I mean, I love Kevin Lee, but this is just, it's a lot to walk straight into this fight.
Yeah. And on relative short notice, because he's had time.
Exactly. Liz Carmouche going to be fighting on here. Montour Barnaway, Archie Cooligan. I like that fight. Jake Hadley going to be back.
Great fight.
And you mentioned earlier, Brent Primus, Alfie Davis. It's a fun fight. This is a generally pretty decent PFL card.
Jenna Bishop in there. Magomed in there against... this kid's name, man. So I'm gonna say his nickname, Sarvar, 28 years old, out of fucking Tajikistan. Looks like a fucking absolute dog.
Sarvajan Kamadigov.
That's pretty fucking good, Josh.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
God, do you want your dick sucked after that?
Oh, dude. I mean, shit. I mean, I got a phoner, dude. I'm like over here. Yeah, Jack Swagger, bro. Anyways, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a fun card. I'm not gonna do the whole preview because honestly, bro, like this is. It's a PFL card. It's going to be on ESPN. We're going to watch it. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. Good thing to fill in your week if you want more fights outside of just Saturday.
Still, I just don't know why they went to Wichita, but whatever.
It was a mistake.
It was a big mistake. Nonetheless, man, we do have two other things to hit. One of them good, one of them bad. We're going to start off with the bad. Conor McGregor back in the news. And we only talk about him for bad things seemingly now. Because Conor McGregor, seen on video, he's been very quiet actually for the last few weeks, the last few months, I'd say. Seen at a nightclub in Ibiza, knocking out a man who said something to him. It doesn't look like the guy was antagonizing Conor in any way. Conor holds something in his right hand, so he took 2 lefts and just put the guy out, and then they threw that guy out of the club. Angel, just more Conor drama. What do you make of this new video, this new situation arising?
Dude, I'm trying to find it, but I think Luke had a very good response to this, where he was like, "Oh my God, what a surprise!" Oh no, it seems out of character. That's what
yeah, dude.
Seems so out of character.
Literally, like I said earlier, dude. It's just breaking news: knife found in kitchen drawer, bro. That's the same shit as Conor getting in trouble for knocking out some dude. This is gonna end badly someday, and I just hope he gets it together because you have kids, so that's it. That's all I gotta say. I'm not holding any delusions about him fighting anybody ever again or anything like that. So let's get it together, Connor. Let's get it cleaned up, man. Last bit of news for the day, and this is good news. It's an uplifting update, and uplifting in the way that like this is still bad, but this could have been way worse as of now. Ben Askren. We've not really talked about it much, but our boy Ben Askren has been dealing with some health issues. Famously, rumors were that he was dead or something really bad had happened to him. But we kind of have the full story now, and it's that he got a staph infection. His wife has been updating people on Facebook, I believe. The update 20 hours ago. There's actually a rumor that he was dead, passed away earlier this week. And
that shit was insane.
I know, but so he.
But we also got breaking news. Dana just dropped a UFC Abu Dhabi on us.
So we know that one's Whitaker DeRitter, right?
Yeah, but he just released
Petr
the whole
Yan,
card.
Marcus McGee. Who else is on there?
Like officially confirmed now. This is from the UFC Twitter account. We got Movsar Evloev versus Aaron Pico in the co-main event.
Okay, I like
Petr
that.
Yan, Marcus McGee, like you said. Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov at bantamweight.
Interesting.
Shara Bullet versus Marc-Andre Barrios, and Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. All on the main card.
That's a very solid lineup.
That's insane. I mean, dude, they always shoot Abu Dhabi well. We know
they do. Yeah, I'll give them credit. It's a very good fight card though. Pico and
by the way, Pico Evloev 5 rounds.
That's what I was really about to ask. That's perfect. That's perfect. All right, there we go, man.
Does that not get your dick hard after hearing that?
I got a phoner, dude. I got a phoner. Rock hard to the motion. Nonetheless, a quick update to Ben Askren. He's on a ventilator, and there are good days and bad, but he is able to open his eyes and he's able to slightly move. And they're currently in the process of getting him a lung transplant. So thoughts and prayers or whatever you got to do out to Ben Askren, man. One of the legends of the game.
Dude, that was insane when that broke. Like, it was like, it didn't seem real.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a real thing. This staph infection is a very real issue.
It wasn't a combination of staph and like pneumonia and a bunch of other things.
It was staph and then he got pneumonia,
Fuck.
Which paired together, I mean, he is lucky to be alive. Not lucky, but like, he could have easily passed away.
Dude, it's like we were talking about this. I mean, I think people forget, but we still get like a couple thousand deaths a year from the flu and shit and stuff like that. And pneumonia as well.
I mean, people talk about it. People don't talk about this. COVID's still fucking killing 100,000 people a year, something like that. Like, it's something insane. So we generally try to not think about that. Never try to like keep themselves safe and healthy, but there's only so much you can do, man. So because if a guy like Ben Askren been wrestling for his whole life, athlete for his whole life, shit, I know the man's a killer disc golf player, like he's
a healthy human being for the most part.
So for him to deal with this, like, fuck, dude, staph infection's a real thing, man. People think just because like so many guys get staph and like they fight with it, it's nothing.
Fucking Gordon, dude, with the antibiotics, dude, fucked himself up.
Yeah, it's brutal. So yeah, hoping for the best for Ben Askren. Anything else you want to go and talk about before we bounce out of here, man?
I mean, I got a question for you. Did you watch the first episode of the grappling thing that they're doing, like the tough thing? I might check it out.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is. I don't remember the name, but yeah, I have not watched it. I've not watched any of Tough either. I watched the first episode, and then I was like,
You're like, I'm out.
Yeah, I've seen enough of this. I got the idea. I mean, I'll watch it at some point when I get bored, but
right. You're like, you just skip ahead to the fight at the end.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. So, yeah, man, that's all I got. We'll see how that thing does. We see they're getting into grappling now. Still can't just do what I want and have a kickboxing league, but that's all right. Nonetheless, hope you guys enjoy this pod. Hope you guys enjoy the fights this weekend. Bangers galore with Azerbaijan and PFL 6. So hope you guys enjoyed this pod. I'm Josh. I've been off on Twitter at Angel Ortega _01 at Courtside Soundoff for all things relating to the show. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Peace.